Unfortunately, yesterday, the Chicago Bears lost out on the chance to acquire Kansas City guard Trey Smith. But that does not mean we cannot proceed with these mock drafts. And today we are doing Bears Yard Mock Draft 3.0. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Bears Yard. This your boy Vipe. And without further ado, let's roll to the mock draft. Now, we are doing this draft with the knowledge that we did lose out on Trey Smith. So let's see what we can do to upgrade that offensive line and take care of the rest of the needs that we have as the Chicago Bears. And here we are with a trade from the Buccaneers. Actually, a pretty solid trade, all things considered. Let's see what other options we have. Buffalo wants to come up and offer another enticing trade. But again, that's way too far down to be dropping. Green Bay, we don't even think about Green Bay trading with them. So the only one that I would even consider here is the Tampa Bay one, which we get their 19th pick, pick 53, and pick 120, which puts us in the fourth round. We currently don't have a fourth round pick, but this mock draft is only 3. But I don't like dropping back that far, though. That's a far drop. Although if you want to accumulate a additional second round pick, then that's how far the Bears have to drop, because anything less, then you're accumulating a third round pick and not necessarily a second round pick. But who's on the board here? So we got James Pierce Jr. here, Kelvin Blank Jr. here, Luther Burden III, who a little too early for him, Armand Membou. We got a couple other pieces. Josh Simmons on the board. So we can technically accept the trade and still do what we got to do. Because we got Will Campbell off the board here, Mason Graham off the board. So kind of thinking about accepting that trade, even though it's 9 spots dropping. But I'm going to go ahead and accept it because the top options that we would have want at 10 are not there. So we're going to drop down to 19. So let's see what happens and who's available when our pick comes up again at pick 19. So here we are. The Patriots want to trade with us. We're not dropping down into the second round. That's craziness. And Washington wants to come up from 29. No, thank you. All right, so we're going to make this pick. Who's available? We got Jalen Walker, who's supposed to be an great potential linebacker and edge out of Georgia. We got Armand Membou. We got Josh Simmons. Armand Membou, I think, will be a steal here at 19 because he's been rising up draft boards lately, and he's one of the best O-linemen, best tackles available. And I think that's going to be the pick for us here at 19. So we're going to select Armand Membou out of Missouri here at 19 for our Chicago Bears, which then will take us to pick number 39 here in the second round. And we will see what's available here when this pick comes up. Right now, we have picks 39, 41, and 53 in the second round. So that gives us a lot of flexibility as to what we want to do with the draft. And here the Panthers are proposing a trade. Nope, that's not good enough for me. All right, so our options of Kenneth Grant is still there. That's kind of amazing. Tyleik Williams is still amazing. He's there. Harold Fanning Jr., who's a tight end that people have been talking about a lot. Now, the cool thing about this particular pick is that we picked 2 out of the next 3 picks here, so we have some flexibility as far as who we want to draft. Now, we just got Membou in the first round. I think we still need another lineman, but we also need help on defense, whether it be edge or D tackle. Kenneth Grant has been talked about. He's pretty good coming out of Michigan. I think he obviously played on that national championship team of last year. And I think that he's going to be the pick here because we need help on the D-line, and we're going to select Kenneth Grant out of Michigan to give us that help. Now, that brings us to pick 41. So we got an offensive lineman. We got a defensive lineman. And looking at these trades here, we got Carolina. Nope, that's too far. Houston, no thank you. So we're going to reject both of these trades. We need a running back, but not just any running back. I know the running back class is deep, but I want a solid running back. Again, our next pick is at 53. So actually, we can wait to 53. So here we're going to go for the best player available here or something like that. So we still need another offensive lineman. We also need another defensive lineman, but we would need an edge. Now, we have Jack Sawyer here available. We also have his teammate JT Timoliau here. So either one will be a great pick for us as well. Although I am erring on the side of we need offensive linemen more because now that Trey Smith's not available, we need quality offensive linemen. And who is sitting there waiting for us? None other than Gray Zabel out of North Dakota State, who has been a rising star, especially showed out at the Senior Bowl a few weeks ago. So I think the pick for me here at pick 41 is going to be Gray Zabel out of North Dakota State. That gives us 2 solid offensive linemen coming into the 2025 season. And again, we can still pick a running back at pick 53 because I do want to pick one high. I want to pick a quality running back. Not saying that the later running back won't be quality, but I do want a quality running back. One that we pick in the second round. So I'm definitely looking running back here. Packers want to trade up for one spot. Not really interested in that. Dallas wants to trade up. Not interested in that either. So what running backs are here? Oh, looky, who we have. Caleb Johnson out of Iowa is here. But there's another running back. Wait, Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson are all here available for us at 53. Now, here's the conundrum. Our next pick is 72. And I don't think any of these guys are going to be available at 72. So we also have, so who we picked so far? Membou, Grant, and Zabel. So we got 2 offensive linemen. We could use more edge help. We got Landon Jackson sitting right there. But I do want a running back. And I know that we're not going to get one as good as any of these 3, Jackson, Judkins, or Henderson. But I think the pick for me right here is Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. Dude is a one-cut north-south running back. Absolute beast in Iowa. Played in the Big Ten against top competition, Purdue. We're going Caleb Johnson here out of Iowa at pick 53 for our Chicago Bears. So now that takes us to pick 72. And look, Travion Henderson just went to the Bills at 56. So again, you had to make that running back pick there because they're going to go pretty quickly in the second round. At least the quality backs are the ones that are going to be really high up there. And now we are at pick 72. The Cowboys want to trade up and give up pick 150, which is not a bad trade, actually. But I'm going to decline it for the purposes of this live stream and not live stream, the purposes of this mock draft, because again, this is a 3-round mock draft. So at pick 72, Quinshon Judkins is still on the board, which is kind of crazy. I guess we could have picked him. But now we need another defensive player. And again, we got Kenneth Grant. And who is sitting right there? The guy that I mentioned earlier in this mock draft, JT Timoliau out of Ohio State edge. And we did pick a DT earlier in Kenneth Grant out of Michigan. So I think the pick here has to be JT out of Ohio State because the dude is amazing. I watched some of his tape. Well, not really his tape, his highlights. And he just jumped off the page at me. So I'm going JT Timoliau at 72 for our Chicago Bears. And I believe that that is the end of the draft. Yes, it is. So if we look back, we will now talk a little bit about some of these picks that we just acquired in this mock draft. So looking at the results of this mock draft, we picked up Armand Membou out of Missouri. Dude, like I said earlier, has been rising up draft boards with his power and his technique. And I think he'll be a very good pickup of the Bears, considering especially how we moved down to acquire him. And the next pick at 39, we got Kenneth Grant out of Michigan, who played alongside Mason Grant, was a 30 run stuffer. He actually prefers being a run stuffer over a pass rusher, but he can obviously do pass rushing as well. And then we went and got Gray Zabel 2 picks later out of North Dakota State. Star of the Senior Bowl, let nobody pass him. I don't think he gave up a sack in college, which is kind of crazy. Then after that, we got Iowa's running back, Caleb Johnson, absolute north-south beast. Don't get in that man's way. He is pretty big. And then ended the draft getting JT Timoliau out of Ohio State. Absolute menace in backfield, rushing the passer there in the Big Ten at Ohio State. So this mock draft, very, very solid in my opinion. But like I said earlier, things don't always go according to plan, which reminds me of a comment I got in my last video from America. And he said, adapt and overcome. If you didn't see this as at least 80% likely, then you are delusional. Why on earth would KC let their best interior lineman, who's only 25 years old, walk? And he's alluding to the news coming out yesterday that Trey Smith got franchise tag. So the Chiefs will be hanging on to him. And you can learn more about that in that video right there.